Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You know something? In 1989, I heard the greatest sermon I've ever heard. It was given by a then old man by the name of Jacob Rader Marcus. He was a rabbi from Connellsville. He invented the field of American Jewish history. He started teaching at my seminary at rabbinical school in 1920. He retired in 1997. We call that tenure. It's a long, long tenure. And he said in 1989, because my wife was there, he was finishing his career as professor of American Jewish history. He said, rabbis, two things. One, there are 10,000 organizations that serve Jews in America. Every one of you can hope to grow up to be a president. And then he said, when you're in your pulpit on Friday night, don't count bodies, count souls. And that's what we do. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Come on over. We're compacting the group. Come on over. So this is a version of Hine Matov, written by Rick Recht. It's a lot of fun. I hope you join in. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Again. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Bridge. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Last time. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Where's Lizzie Katchen? She was outside. What? Well, have her come in because she's lighting candles. Yep. Lizzie. We'll all call Lizzie. No, we're not going to do that. That would be me. Susie, you want to come up here? Barbara's up here. Good. She's about to lose her chance.
I left your message at home. I don't know if you checked your home machine. Yesterday.
Barbara, will you please come up and join me on the pulpit for lighting candles? Yes, you. Please rise if you're able.
It's okay.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodesh Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please, everybody, be seated. We're going to move that up 2, if you would, please.
Yes, I will. You are right. Actually, I had
So
3.
the first Kabbalat Shabbat psalm is Lechuna Ranana. And, you know, the nice thing is you don't have to ever worry about the page number again. Just look up and see the beautiful portraits and pictures that Rabbi Gorban prepared for us. She can't be here this week. It goes like this.
Yalla, yalla, la, yalla, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 la.
Up to 4, please.
Thank you.
So, Lechadodi, we bring in the bride. In the last verse, we all rise and face the rear. If you want to be able to sing that verse, because you may not know it by heart, it's on page 21 in your prayer book. If you do know it, fine. If you don't know it, you could do la-la-las. Do an A minor so I know we're okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Gamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmiyanu echel hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad v'shemo tiferet v'litila Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechumen echad ki hi mekor habracha merosh mikedem misucha sof maaseh machshava tefila. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki ba'oreh kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret mala gam b'simcha u'b'tzohala tochem nunei am segula. Let's read together. We thank you, God, for the gift of Shabbat.
Shabbat is a time to rest with friends and family. Shabbat is a time to study and pray. Shabbat is a time to think about our blessings.
When we
Rest and pray, when we study and remember our blessings, we make our lives holy.
So, the end of Psalm 92, the psalm for the Sabbath day, is this beautiful verse. Sadiq katamar yifrach, the righteous bloom like a cedar in Lebanon. It goes like this. Just lalas now. Sadiq katamar yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yizgem. Sadiq katamar yifrach, ke'erez balvanon yizgem.
Eloheinu yafrichu, shetulim beveit Adonai, nechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu.
Yalla la,
yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la Sheni verananim yihu, Lagid ki yashar Adonai, Zuri velo avata bo. Yalla la la ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la la, ya la la la.
The last song is the song of the angels, Shalom Aleichem, and we do this with our kids, but I never grew up Canterburyman, so I love to do this with our kids. We do this with our fingers. It is an all-in, all-body experience for Shalom Aleichem. We start with
one finger, and then we'll move to 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Okay? If you don't know it, believe me, you'll get it by the end.
And we're going to start softly, right? We're really going to coax the angels to come and spend Shabbat with us. And by the end, we can really rejoice with the angels and be really nice and strong. So little by little, we'll add some more sound, and our hands will get fuller and fuller, right, if you will. So we'll start with one finger, and it goes like this. Shalom Aleichem. 1, 2, 3. Malachei Hasharei. 1, 2, 3. Malachei Elyon, na 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 na, mi melech. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Malachei Hamlachim. You can imagine going like this. Hakadosh Baruch Hu, na 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 na. Boachem l'shalom. Malachei Hashalom. Malachei Elyon, na 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 na, mi melech. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Malachei Hamlachim. Hakadosh Baruch Hu, na 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 na, Baruchuni l'shalom. Malachei Hashalom, a little stronger still. Malachei Elyon, na 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 na, mi melech. Malachei Hamlachim. Hakadosh Baruch Hu, na 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 na, Tzedchem l'shalom. Malachei Hashalom. Hakadosh Baruch Hu na 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 Shalom Alechem Malachei Hasharei Malachei Elyon na 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 Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, now we've gotten away from
for the bar for the call to worship.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash meraba B'alemad yivrach chirute v'yamalif machute B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei lechol Beit Yisrael El Sarei Bagala Ubizman Kariv Yimeru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam le'al me'al maya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam V'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kudeshah B'reichu li'ela min kol berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiron bi'alma v'imeru Amen. Let's start with la la la. Ya la la.
Be seated. So the first blessing after the Baruch Hu is for the sun, the moon, and the stars. And I learned this from our young people. It goes like this. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into light, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to without guitar. Time. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Baruch atah Adonai Amariv Aravim.
Together. Oh, those are the bounds.
We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
If you're able to, please rise.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated, everyone.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
The Ve'ahavta must be said twice a day in a language understood by the heart. This is how our hearts can understand it in English. You shall love God in every way you can.
Treat the Torah with respect. Love its words. Teach the Torah to your children. Talk about the Torah at home and everywhere. Make it an important part of your life. Say the Shema as you lie down to sleep and as you rise up to begin a new day. Do what the words in the Torah say to do. Think about them wherever you are. Put a mezuzah on your doorpost. It reminds us to live by the wisdom in the Torah. Come את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Well, there are two prayers, two blessings that are before the Shema. One from nature, one for Torah and love. The one right after, the Ve'ahavta, is for the Micha Mocha, the splitting of the Sea of Reeds, the miracle of surviving our escape. And then there's an individual prayer before the Amidah, Hashkivenu, calls us to lie down in peace. It goes like this. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Do that again. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. There's an English version. Spread the shelter of your wings over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Favor us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim, The last thing between the Amidah, the prayers before the Amidah, is the Shamru, Exodus 31, 16, 17, that we're supposed to have Shabbat like every week. And you know what? Even our tradition says, you may not be able to do Shabbat 1 week. And it says, break one Shabbat so that you can observe many. So if you have to break one, okay, that's next to this. That's why next week is coming. It goes like this. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. If you want to rise as the froggies are up there, you can do that. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehillatah.
גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated, everyone. We continue in English with the prayer blessing Shabbat as a unique day in our lives.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we see you. In this land in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato l'tzion.
Together,
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these things and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimecha u'lecha na'el hodot.
Please join me in the Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Hi atah melech Adon lechol hashalom. Hi atah melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarich et amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Kasim Leolam. Kasim Leolam. Kasim Leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai v'arech emo Yisrael b'shalom. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses God's people Israel with peace.
Amen.
To sing these songs, some of them are new, to put them to words which are very old, is to say that we stand rooted in the Jewish world, and also we're willing to let the breeze and the treetops touch our face, to blow in our hair. We understand that we participate in this, but we don't own it. This entire Torah portion this week, called Bahar, is about understanding what we do not own and how what we claim to own ends up owning us. So why don't we take a moment or two in silence and think of something that you can just let go right now. A worry, a claim, what somebody else wants of you that you do not need to take seriously right now. All you need to do is to be, exist and breathe because you are enough in and of yourself. We pray silently. Move it down to 2.
Shalom, shalom bin Roma, hu yaseh shalom again. Oh, say shalom, shalom, shalom bin Roma, hu yaseh shalom, hu yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bin Roma, hu yaseh shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom bin Roma, hu yaseh shalom.
Well, we're at the point of our service where we offer a mishaberach of healing for those who are in need of healing on this Shabbat. We think of those who are simply not whole as we would like them to be, broken in heart or mind or in body, those who walk the earth with stones in the heart, those who face serious conditions and dire straits. If there's somebody for whom you would like all of us to be able to pray for healing of body, mind, and spirit, we invite you to share the name at this time.
Joanne Smith.
Ryan Sergi Kirkland. Stephen Goldner. Yitzhak Monahan.
Jack Blackman.
Chava Batali. Lee Fager.
Robin Iddigson, Joan Shames, Bernice Levine.
Avotenu, Vekor HaBracha.
ourselves finally getting what we had hoped for, the warm weather we had in February. We finally experience no more snow. How many of you saw flurries last weekend? Snow flurries in May. Reminded me of Minnesota, where I grew up, where you could have snow up to June, for goodness sake. What does it mean to be able to let go? The sages tell us that we're born as babies with our fists like this, trying to grasp everything. And when we leave this world, we're like that. We let go. And so much of life is about learning to let go. We live in a world that doesn't really support that. We live in a society that says, get more. In this week's Torah portion, the one they're reading in Israel, the one that we're following, called Bahar, says, every 7 years, you got to let go. If you have a slave, let it go. If there's a debt, let it go. Let it go. It's like Frozen, right? Let it go. And we talk about the 50th year. 7 times 7 is 49. That's a sabbatical year. And the last year is called the Jubilee, the Yovel. The Yovel means that everything has to revert to the way it had been, meaning that even if you own land, you basically have a 50-year lease. And at the end of 50 years, for the entire society, we go back to where we were. You don't own the land even if you have a title deed. At least in the land of Israel, the land of our forefathers, we're told that the land, ha'aretz lo timaker litzmitut, the land may not be sold beyond reclaim. Why? Because the text goes on to say in Leviticus 25, Ki li kol ha'aretz, the whole land is mine, v'atem toshavim aleha, and you are but residents upon it. Many people in the more traditional community look at the sabbatical year when we're not supposed to grow crops as a time to be very, very careful to not eat anything that grows in the land of Israel. So they grow hydroponically in the land of Israel. Did you know that now? The kibbutzim, they grow in water. They have other kinds of ways. They bring in produce. But the kibbutzim and the major farms of Israel all still have to work the land. They have to grow crops to survive. But you know something? The Orthodox will not buy those crops because they come from the land of Israel in the sabbatical year. Every year until 2008, the chief rabbinate said, we're in a state of emergency. The sabbatical year doesn't apply. And then Yonah Metzger, the chief Ashkenazi rabbi in 2008, said, oh, we can do this. And everybody went bananas. Well, the bananas that you were growing hydroponically, I guess, because you couldn't eat them if they were grown out of the ground. It was so strange to have ultra-Orthodox people be willing to buy from Palestinian farmers and not Jewish farmers. It was so strange that people who needed to work the land for their livelihood could not sell to the people they wanted to, which were the Jews of Israel. So some of you have heard me say this before. If you want to know how ridiculous it got, you can say, Jamie, how ridiculous did it get? Okay, I'll wait. How ridiculous. In one point in 2008, the kibbutzim in Israel have been growing carrots. By the way, I know you're in Community Day, and so the word for carrot is gezer, just in case you didn't know. Okay? They grew all this huge crop of gezer, and they couldn't sell it. The Palestinians themselves wouldn't buy because they were getting from their own farms. The Orthodox would not buy because it didn't have the stamp of the chief rabbinate. So what do you do with all the carrots? So in an amazing thing that I still am trying to understand 8 years later, they shipped carrots to France for carrots from France. I'm quite serious. And the people who were angry about this were not the Haredim who wanted to do this, but the modern Orthodox rabbis who tried to tell us a very simple lesson. The lesson of the sabbatical and the Jubilee is about income inequality. that you are not condemned in this life and the life of your generations to come to always be in poverty. You can always go back. You can always push reset. You can always try again. Things didn't work out for the last 7 years, you can try again. We normalize, we equalize. It's not about sending carrots to France for carrots from France. It's about understanding that we don't own the land and that we own the responsibility to give each other opportunity. It's a lesson that I think has been lost by many in our country. It doesn't matter what party you belong to. People of privilege tend to keep privilege. People who don't have it see it like my parents did growing up on the merry-go-round, reaching for the brass ring that was never going to be in reach. May we continue to work for a world where we understand that we don't own things, and may we avoid the curse of them owning us. And may you never, ever send carrots to France for carrots from France. Amen. It's time to count the Omer. We're in our 49. Oh, no, birthday blessings. Anybody got a birthday in May? Come on up. Come on up right now. Come on up. No? You want a carrot from France? I can't get it for you.
I already had my blessing.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you what. You're standing alone. May I ask, what? I was going to ask how old you are, but you're free to not say if you don't want. 61. Mazel tov. How old are you? And what's your birthday? And what's your birthday?
My birthday, May 8th.
May 8th. We already had it. Mazel, mazel, mazel tov. So, yes, what's your birthday? And you're 61? May I ask how old? 84. That's wonderful. Now,
I'll get that.
just the last 2 months, we got, is it your birthday too?
No, next month.
We got good candy. We got Ghirardelli. So take one. Take two. There you go. Can you eat this? Okay. Yes, you get the whole basket. At 84, you get as many as you want. Anybody else have a May birthday? And so we say, Eloheinu v'Elohe Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our fathers. May those who have birthdays they celebrate, may they be times of joy and renewal. May you let go of the things that you wanted to, and may you grasp onto the opportunities that now are in your life. And we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. There's more if you want it. Have a seat. So now we're going to count the Omer, I think.
There it is.
There it is. So
go back.
counting the Omer, we actually have to make a declaration that you're ready to fulfill the mitzvah. What is a mitzvah? Begins with a C. What's a mitzvah? Commandment. How many commandments are there? 613. How many positive commandments are there? 248. One for every bone in your body. They didn't know about the bones in the middle ear. I'm sorry. How many negative ones are there? 365, one for every day of the year. 613 supposedly was the number of pits in a pomegranate. When I was 17, I used to tear apart pomegranates. And I got very red hands. That's all I really got. So it is a positive commandment to count off the weeks. And we're told that this is the time of the counting in our very Torah portion of this week. So it says, Hineni muchanu mezuman l'kayem mitzvah taseh shel sfirata omer. If you can see at the bottom, the small print, you say, I am ready and called to observe the mitzvah of counting the Omer. So here's the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. And this day is, next, Hayom shmona v'esrim yom shehem arba'a shavuot la'omer. This is the 28th day of the Omer, coming into Saturday and Sunday, which is more than 2 weeks. It's actually 4 weeks of counting the Omer. And I thought I was bad at math. Yes? What's an Omer? An Omer is a sheaf, and we count the sheaf of grain. So the historical reasons for observing Passover are the leaving of Egypt. The historical reason for observing Shavuot is receiving the Torah at Mount the most popular name for Reform synagogues anywhere in North America. We all consider ourselves Sinai. But it's also an agricultural holiday. And Pesach is the spring planting, Shavuot the spring harvest. And you count as the grain grows and is finally ready to be harvested on Shavuot. The sheaf, the omer, the wheat. Okay? Did I answer your question? Okay, don't say I didn't listen to you. Okay. So what do we have next?
Something new.
We're going to do
Something new.
Okay.
Thought a couple weeks ago I had the wonderful privilege of being at Community Day School when they had the Siddur ceremony. And these beautiful children got their Siddurim, and the parents were all able to come up and give them a blessing. And I thought, we need lots more blessings in our lives. We can all be part of saying this traditional Friday night blessing for the children. We can not just keep it for the children, we can just say it so that it's part of our experience, our Shabbat experience that we give to ourselves, we give to one another. And these are from the words from Parshat Naso, Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. And the melody goes like this. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la. There's the middle part that goes. Ya la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. You can try it with me in the Hebrew or the transliteration. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And I saw somebody in the back putting their hands up, right? So that could be a lovely thing, or put your arms around whoever you feel like, or whether you do it for real or you do it in your heart. And these are beautiful words that are, may God bless you and keep you. May God cause God's face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may God lift God's face towards you, right? With that idea of favor, right? May God lift God's face towards you and grant you peace, wholeness, shalom. Shalom, shalom, yesem lecha shalom, shalom. Yesem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. Yesem lecha shalom, shalom. Yesem lecha shalom. Wishing you all a peaceful Shabbat.
Just a few announcements before Aleinu. We do it, something. The nice thing about a smaller crowd is there's a lot of food for Onek. So, Cantoral music is underwritten in part by generous grant from Edgar Snyder, and we want to thank our volunteers at Shabbat, Mimi Bakken and Arlene Smith. Torah study tomorrow in the Falk Library is at 8:30 in the morning, and the informal service is at 9:15. If there are people who want to stay, there's a Pirkei Avot class for the chapters of the Fathers, the Talmudic wisdom of ethics at 11:30. We are so excited. Temple Sinai is celebrating our 70th anniversary this year under the leadership of our chairs, our co-chairs, Bob and Franny Katzen. Watch the website, our Doorways magazine, and your email for more information. There is meditation. Not really meditation, it's called contemplation, a guided set of thoughts about what Shabbat truly means. It's led by an incredible meditation teacher named Rhonda Rosen, who teaches regular meditation in a Buddhist tradition, but also Jewish meditation. It's from 4 to 5:30 tomorrow. If you've never experienced it, it's extraordinary if you want to try. Marcy Kaufman, one of our teachers of the Nathan and Hilda Katzen Religious School, will be honored as our unsung hero at the JCC this Sunday at 5 o'clock. Mitzvah Day is this Sunday, all day. There are morning projects and afternoon projects. And no, It's not too late to sign up. You can just walk in, and we'll find stuff for you to do here at Temple or in our out-of-building projects. A week from tonight, as part of our East End Cooperative Ministries Pulpit Exchange, Reverend Dr. Randy Bush of East Liberty Presbyterian Church will be preaching here. He's going to be preaching a sermon called The Rest of the Story, and I just want to know what the story is before we know what the rest of it is. June 5th is an extraordinary opportunity, and I'm trumpeting it every place I can. One of the greatest Torah teachers in the world is going to be here at Temple Sinai. Her name is Dr. Aviva Zornberg. She was part of the PBS Genesis Project. Her books on the first two books of the Torah, Genesis and Exodus, were incredibly well-received bestsellers. She'll be in this room, 9:30 to 11, speaking of Is Redemption Possible? Of Women and Mirrors, a textual study. I know no other scholar in the world who is so well conversant in both rabbinic text and English literature. So brush up on your Shakespeare as well. I'm sure she'll mention it. The Mini Minyan, a new family Shabbat experience, goes on concurrently with the regular Shabbat morning Minyan. The next one will be June 11th from 9:15 to 11:15. And that very night, Saturday night, is the beginning of the holiday of Shavuot. We have 15 confirmands who are finishing their 10th grade program with me, who've written their own service on the theme Kneh lecha chaver, acquire yourself a friend, one of the pieces of wisdom from the Pirkei Avot that we study. And they do their own songs. It's not just the songs of the prayers. So they're going to do it old school. They're going to start with Lean on Me, Bill Withers, and they're going to end with Count on Me by Bruno Mars. They're going to go the entire span there of musical opportunity. After that, there's the Tikkun Leil Shavuot. It is considered meritorious in the Jewish tradition to study the night of Shavuot before the Torah is actually given. So it is going to be at the JCC from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and 12 to 1 in the morning. I'm teaching from 10 to 11.
10 to 11.
You're teaching 10 to 11. Rabbi Gorbin's teaching as well. And because on Shavuot, you're not supposed to eat meat, because you're not supposed to ready to receive Torah with drippings of hamburgers, right? Only dairy. They serve cheesecake and lots of it. That, oh, you don't like cheesecake? I'll eat your piece, okay? Temple Sinai Bracha Center for Jewish Connections now offers bereavement support. If you want to know when the next session is, please call Judy Mahan or check the Temple website. If there's something we missed, you'll tell me later. But again, Mitzvah Day on Sunday. Oh, the Temple Sinai co-ed softball team is in the playoffs. They're undefeated. I play second base. It's a nice short throw to first. That's why I do it. Anyway, as I said, Rabbi Gorbin is away at her grandmother's 91st birthday party. We wish her grandmother lots of joy on her special occasion. So, if you go, we just finished that. So please rise if you're able for Aleinu, our concluding set of prayers.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Please be seated, everyone. It's our custom at Temple Sinai as we read the art sites and the names of recent deaths. If there's a name of somebody for whom you are saying Kaddish this week, we'll ask you to rise so we can recognize you as a mourner. And then at the end, we'll ask everyone to rise so that no mourner need stand alone. This week, we commemorate the anniversaries of the deaths of the following beloved members of our community: Fred Baumfeld and Harry Berenfield, Sidney Blitz and Ida Burns, Bonnie Sue Giffen-Castiglione and David Kogan, Saul Gershuni and Wolf Glodowski, Fanny Gottlieb and Louis Gummerman, Julius Herr, Jenny Jacobson. When I say the name, please rise. Hyman Klein and Lloyd Kramer, Leona Lobel and Saul Lurie, Lottie Marcus and Evelyn Meyer, Michael Miller, Hannah B. Molans and Ivan Morris, Nathan Nyman, Harry Podolsky and Rachel Porter, Rose Goldberg-Rice and Nat Reisberg, Jenny Rolbin, Rosa Rudolph and Adolf Schwartz, Abraham Silberstein, Elizabeth Stoffman and Rita Tabor, Sloan Wilson, Bernard Whitcower and Abe Zager, Esther Zolt and Philip Zove. And now we remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn. Lois Berman, Janet Gaines, the mother of our custodian Aaron Gaines, Jerry Smoke, Bill Bloomer, the son of Sandra and Maury and the sister of Marcy, Esther Landis, the mother of Larry and David, Helen Goldberg, the wife of Walter, Lori Goldstein Haas, the cousin of Susan Tabor, Susie Gross, our beloved Temple Sinai religious school teacher, and Esther Tucker, the mother of Naomi and the grandmother of Ben, or BD, Hannah, and Margot. Because we will not have mourners stand alone, we accompany them in their mourning as we get ready for Kaddish, and all who will may join in. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shnei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yomad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mavarach le'olam le'almei almaya Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shmei dekudsha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata.
Shalom.
Let's get this right. Yehi Shlama Rabba Mishemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon a world broken and terribly in need of healing, upon all of us who still mourn our beloved dead. As together we say,
Amen.
Please remain standing. We're going to do for our final song, the very first slide, Hine Matov, the song we learned before. It'll be followed by a brief benediction and the blessing over our snackies. So please be seated. Can you get back to the first slide?
All the way back.
It's all right. Many of
And
you
then
know
we'll need
Hine
the last
Matov Manayim.
Or maybe we just...
And if you don't have the words, you can hum.
Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
There it is.
Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
If you're able to, please rise. Baruchim atem b'voachem, baruchim atem b'tzeitchem. May atav olam. May be blessed every place you come in this world. May be blessed every place you go out into in this world, or out to. As together we say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizono. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes all kinds of baked goods which are out there. As together we say, Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.